Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel and to a new episode of the Vegas Golden Knights franchise mode in NHL 21. We had some big growth, especially from some young prospects as well, and our team is looking pretty good. So, as for the offseason moves, we made a few. We made an addition on the fourth line and at the defense. As for center depth, which is something the team was lacking, it is looking very nice now. We have chemistry all over the board. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, 86 overall with Marchessault and Stone. 86 and 87, they all have a +1. Second line, Cody Glass grew to an 84 and Krebs to an 83. So Glass grew about 4 or 5 overalls, I believe. Krebs grew about 6 at least since last year in the AHL. They have a +1 playing with Riley Smith. William Karlsson with Max Pacioretty and Alex Tuch. 85 going up to 86 on the third line. And even the fourth line, Kovalchuk, Stevenson, and Roy basically 84, 82, and 80 on the fourth line. This team is looking awesome. As for defense, we have Sami Vatanen, who we signed in free agency to play alongside Alex Pietrangelo. They have a +3, making Pietrangelo play like a 94 and Vatanen like a 86. McNabb and Theodore have a +3, so McNabb's playing like an 85, Theodore like an 88. And then we have Coghlan and Dahlstrom play like an 80 and 79 in the bottom pairing. Nick Hag with a +3 in the AHL, playing like an 81. He's still listed as a minor top 4 defenseman, but I'm fairly confident that next year he'll be in the NHL. As for goaltending, Robin Lehner is our starter. We have Oscar Dons backing him up. Leonard still 87 overall. We actually have Hugo Alnefeld in the AHL. We signed him in free agency as a UFA. Minor backup goalie role, but he's a medium starter potential. Already 73, only 20 years old, so that's pretty good for the goalie. We even have Dylan Ferguson, 76 at 22. That's looking pretty good. Now, as for the AHL team, in the past episode I mentioned we'd like to maybe do a trade with William Carrier and Ryan Reeves. So just to free up a bit of cap space and look at maybe if there's any younger guys that would be suited for the AHL. Because these guys, like I said, Carrier is making 1.4 for 3 years in a one-way deal. And Reeves is making 1.7 as a one-way deal. So we could say about $3 million of cap space between those two. And they give a -1 chemistry as well, which is not good. So I'm definitely going to look into trading them for some younger guys. All right, so looking at the AHL team right now, what I'm going to work with is have Paul Cotter as our first line left wing. He's 70 overall, but he's 21, medium top 9 potential in the NHL. We have Jake Leschyshyn, 22 years old, 74 overall, medium top 6. And Lucas Elvenes, he's 22, 77 overall, medium top 9. Then we've got 74 overall, a medium bottom 6 potential, Keegan Kolestar in the second line. Ben Jones, 71 overall, medium top 9. So we have some good young guys with decent potential to round it out. So we all have younger guys in the mid to early 20s for our AHL team. We have, again, some good chemistry. Defense is looking much better now. I have Nick Hag along with Kaden Korzak. Right defenseman, he's 6'3", 192, 70 overall, medium top 4 potential. He's only 20 years old. Former second-round pick from Vegas, so I'm looking forward to him to have some growth. We have Zach Whitecloud and Jimmy Schultz on the second pairing. Jake Bischoff and Braden Pachal, 22 years old, at the bottom pairing. So scratch, we have Ryan Reeves, Carrier, and Nick Holden. All those three guys I'm definitely going to look to trade. And in goal again, Alnefeld and Ferguson. So I think our HL team is looking good. We have some good young guys with good potential that could eventually go up to the NHL. And again, we won the Calder Cup last year, so we have some very good potential with that. Some things to look forward to. I'm going to quickly look if our AHL team won any individual awards. Of course, we won the Calder Cup. As for individual awards, just going to look through it quickly to see if any of our players won anything last year. I didn't look at that in the previous episode. So there you go. Ferguson won the most valuable player of the Calder Cup. So that's basically like Conn Smythe. Apart from that, it doesn't look like we won any individual awards. But again, we won the Calder Cup, which is the big prize, of course. So I was looking through some trades, and I noticed St. Louis Blues were actually interested in giving me 4th and a 7th for Holden and Reeves. When I try to give them Holden, Reeves, and Carrier, so basically dumped at like $4.5 million cap space around that, I think, combined, and then try to get a couple of picks. So I'm gonna see if I can get maybe a 3rd and a fourth, I think that would be a decent deal. So these guys we're not going to use anyway, and we get a couple of free draft picks. So I'm going to see if I can get maybe a third and a second. It's probably not going to go through. No, the second is way too much, but maybe a third for this year and a third for next year. Would they say yes to that instead of a third and a fourth? Trade is rejected. Okay, so I'm going to try to give a third and a fourth. Basically, instead of a 7, I took away the 7, I put a third, but I'm giving them an extra player. Third and a fourth from the Blues, couple of free picks for some guys we're not going to use. Wow, trade is rejected. Let's see, maybe just a third if that's going to go through. All right, trade accepted. So we get a free third round pick for 3 guys that weren't going to play, and we now have $6 million of cap space. Our team is looking very good. Really looking, things started looking pretty bright for the future. We're definitely going the right direction. So looking at our coach, Cristiano Lockhart, 65% team fit. He likes Pietrangelo quite a bit. Unfortunately, not a big fan of Nugent Hopkins like Marchessault, Carlson, Tuck, Theodore. He does like Peyton Krebs a lot, which is good. We have some good chemistry with our coach. So I think I'm definitely going to keep it as is. Just going to have to hire a goalie coach. Now, I want to go see Alexis Lafreniere, how many points he had last year. He said there was a weird glitch where they didn't even show all the rookies. I think he only showed 2 of them. He did win the Calder, so I'm interested to see just how good he did last year. He's already up to an 87. So he had 53 points, 21 goals in 82 games. There you go. All right, so after the preseason, 7-0. We scored 4 or more goals in every game, so hopefully that's a good sign of things to come in the regular season. Nugent Hopkins, 12 points in 7 games. That is fantastic. Hopefully this team can carry that. Sometimes if you do well in the preseason, you won't do good in the regular season. Kovalchuk, 4 goals in 7 games. So we are all set, all ready to go. We got our scouts assigned. We got our coaches set up. I'm just going to update the trade block real quick, and then we'll be good to go to start off the year. So I did notice we actually have this guy that we drafted. I remember it was last year, Mark McTaggart. He's only 49 overall. We drafted him in the 5th round, but he's a medium elite potential, and look at that bar. Basically 2/3 of the way out in terms of trade value. So interested to see if we can get any good offers for him. All right, before jumping into the game, just one more look at the lines. These are 4 lines for the team. This is the defensive group of the Vegas Golden Knights. In goal, I'm actually going to move Leonard to be our starter, of course. So it's the preseason. And now, as for power play, this is a look at special teams. So everyone has a +1. We got Krebs there in the second unit, 4-man power play. And then we're going to look at penalty kill. We have Cody Glass there, penalty kill, and 3-man PK as well. All right, game number 1 here. We're facing off against the New York Islanders in Long Island. We're playing away for the first couple of weeks. Our first home game is going to be on the 17th against the Buffalo Sabres. So jumping into game number 1 against the New York Islanders, defending Calder Cup champs Henderson Silver Knights. Hopefully this is the year where Vegas can win their first Stanley Cup. Period number 1, it is 1-1. Jonathan Marchessault and Josh Bailey gets goals. After 2, it is 2-2, so a close game. Chandler Stevenson and Jordan Eberle. So a big goal from Stevenson there on the 4th line. That is good to see. We almost kill off a penalty. Ryan Pollock gets a goal. We get a power play ourselves, and Ilya Kovalchuk. There you go. And Alex Pietrangelo. Kovalchuk, big free agent signing, and he gets us on the board in the 3rd. Ties up the game. Pietrangelo gives us the lead. We kill off the power play there. And 30 seconds, and there you go. The Vegas Golden Knights start off the year with a win, with a big goal from Alex Pietrangelo late in the 3rd to give us the W. So here's the game against the St. Louis Blues. So we really like slow sim that one as well. So we lose against the Sabres, we lose against the Flyers, and then we win against the Blackhawks. We're actually 2-3, so pretty rough start to the team so far. Hopefully we can bounce back here against Alex Pietrangelo's former team. After 1, no goals. After 2, it is 3-1. Coughlin, I think that's maybe his first. Tuck and Mark Stone. Schwartz scores on Leonard. See if we can keep this lead up into the 3rd. Oh my God, we can. Wow. 5 goals in a row by the Blues on Robin Leonard. Roy gets a goal. Oh my goodness, what happened in that 3rd period? We gotta move on. We're 2-4 right now. Things are not looking good for the Vegas Golden Knights. Going to still need a few more weeks. See if we can get back in the win column. Wow, the team is not good. We're at 3-12? No way. Okay, there's something wrong. Like this sim I don't understand. Look at our team. We have 86s on the third line. And like our defense is really good. I mean, everyone has plus threes, goaltending. Not sure why Oscar Dawes is playing that many games. I don't even know if it's Robin Leonard in the net because I put Leonard in there. Dawes has played 4 games. Leonard has played 12. Only 2 wins for Robin Leonard. He's 2-10. Oh my god, that is the worst start I've ever seen. He's an 87 overall goaltender with a 2-10 record, but a 78 overall, 1-3. Man, do we trade Robin Leonard? We may have to look for another goalie because that is not working at all. This is one of the worst starts I've seen. Man, I may have to change up the lines a bit. I mean, Cody Glass only 3 points, Krebs only 3 points, Carlson with only 6. The team sucks right now. Let's put it that way. I don't know what I can do. Maybe move. I'm gonna move a few players. Maybe put Pashretti in the second line with Tuck. Put Carlson there. I'm gonna have to make a change. I'll do that change and see how that works for a few weeks. Just moving up a line there and just mix it up. This team doesn't bounce back, we may not even be looking at a cup run. We may be looking at a lottery pick. Wow. All right. Well, let's sim a couple of games with that new line change that we made. We win against the Habs, 11-2 against the Stars. All right. Wow, that's a big trade. Philip Broberg. I don't want to give up Cody Glass. I'm going to say no to that. But look at that 9-2 win. Man, this is so weird. I mean, we started off the year 3-12. All of a sudden, we have a 11-2 win and a 9-2 win. Like, this is weird. I'm gonna simulate a few more weeks. Just keep it going. I like to simulate just a few weeks at a time, and hopefully the team can bounce back. So that 9-2 win, that was actually against Marc-Andre Fleury and the Edmonton Oilers, which is good to see that at least we won the goaltending battle there. We have another game against the Oilers coming up there, and we lose 4-1. The team is 10-20-1. We're last place in the division with 21 points. Only the Jets are worse, and they have 20 points. I mean, this honestly, I'm really, really blown away with how good the team is looking on paper, and we're doing this bad. I don't know if I've ever seen that, honestly, in a franchise mode. Like, it's not like our team is bad or anything. Maybe if I move William Karlsson to the first line, I'm going to have to make a bunch of changes. I don't know. Maybe if I'll just move the lines all around. I'm going to put Nuge on the second line, put Krebs on the second. I don't know what to do. Like, this is crazy. I mean, Robin Leonard's an 87 overall goaltender. He shouldn't be that bad. 894 and a 324. Oscar Dawes has better numbers, but only 1 win. All right. I mean, if this team is not going to come back into the winning column soon, I may have to just go ahead and trade a bunch of players at the trade deadline. I really don't know. All right, I'm going to give it a few more weeks here in up to January. A couple of more losses there, a couple of wins as well. So, like, we win 1, we win 2, we lose 2. It's really, like, back and forth all at a time. Ponomarev for Glass. I'm going to take a look at that trade quickly. So, Glass here, 84 overall, 22. Ponomarev is 72-19. Yeah, he's a bit younger, still in the juniors. Going to say no to that. OT loss, a win against the Canucks there, win against the Flames. Doesn't even show what the score was. So we lose 4 out of the last 5. We're 14, 24, and 5. Yeah, this team is not good. Vegas is not good at all. I really don't know what's going on. I'm going to have to maybe make a trade or two because this team is not going anywhere. Oh, my goodness. So Pietrangelo is leading the team in points. He's a defenseman. Tuck there. Marchessault, Pacioretty, only 10 goals. Karlsson, only 6. Man, this team is not doing well. Wow. 903 and a 297. So he's improved his save percentage a bit. It's above 900, which is a good sign. But let me just take a look what trades I could get for Robin Leonard. Just curious to see because he does have decently high trade value, about half right now. Alnefeld up to a 73. So you could get Cody Eakin in 2 seconds, Beagle. So it looks like it's going to be 2 seconds in a roster player which is really not good. McTaggart here, 50 overall at 18. Maybe if I package them in a deal, I could get something better. Doesn't look like it. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to sell it up to the trade deadline. If this team is not picking it up, I'm going to do some trades, and we're just going to have to maybe move on, maybe do not a rebuild, but maybe like a retool of the team. And then after that, see how it goes. Because we do have $6 million of cap space. 6-1 win against the Red Wings. So if worst comes to worst, we have to kind of have a different look for the team. We have the cap space to do it next year. Michael Del Zotto and Dustin Brown. That is not a trade I am interested to make at all. The Blues have fired their head coach. So we get a couple of more wins. Seems like we're winning a bit more since I put the lines all differently. So a couple of wins there against the Blue Jackets and the Rangers. We win against the Flames. Win against the Rangers. Man, this team is actually starting to win some games. A first and a prospect for Cody Glass. Taking a look at that prospect there. Only 58 overall. No, thank you. All right, so the team miraculously went back to 500. We've actually won 5 games in a row. So if it wasn't for that horrible start, we'd be in a pretty good spot. But honestly, looking at this, I don't think I need to basically do like a yard sale at the trade deadline. What I can maybe do is trade our defenseman that we have, McTaggart, that we drafted there, that has almost like 3/4 trade value. I'm looking to trade him potentially to see what we could get for him. Just looking around, looks like we could maybe get a first or a second. And then look at that, David Riddick from the Columbus Blue Jackets. That might be interesting. Jeff Petrie and Tyler Bozak, Shea Weber. I really don't want that cap hit. Thomas Hurdle, he would be pretty good on our team. A first and a prospect from the Lightning. I'm just curious to see David Riddick. What's his stats looking like? Maybe a new goaltender is the answer, but we'll see. 84 overall at 29. Doesn't have great stats, though, either. So as for Peyton Krebs, 20 points in 61 games as a rookie. It's definitely not horrible. Cody Glass, only 18 points. He's not performing too well. Maybe I'm going to actually keep the lines like this, because after I made this change, the team went to 500. They started the year like 3-12. So that's a huge change. So we have Stone, Carlson, Marchessault over the first line, Nugent Hopkins, Krebs, and Smith at the second, Cody Glass, Pacioretty, and Tuck on the third, Kovalchuk, Stevenson, Roy on the fourth line. I think that's pretty good balance there. Defense, maybe I could make a change. I mean, I really want Pietrangelo in there in the first pairing. If I put Theodore there, it gives him -1, so there's really not a whole lot I can do. And in goal, of course, we still have Leonard. Went up to a .950 save percentage and a .250 goals against with 5 shutouts. He turned the page. Wow, 25-22. I mean, he had a horrible start, but he bounced back. This team could be the comeback team of the year, honestly. That is actually very impressive. Hugo Alnefelt there. He's playing very well in Henderson. 11, 8-4 with a .910 save percentage and a .225 goals against. 73 overall. I want to take a look at Peyton Krebs as well. At defense, 78 overall. He has 33 points plus 17. Yeah, he's going to be NHL ready next year, 100%. So I'm looking forward to that for sure. So as for guys to trade, maybe Cody Glass could be somebody we look at trading, because he's only 22. He's got really good value, but he's just not producing. 18 points in 61 games. I'm pretty worried that his overall is going to go down. He's just not going to end up going up more. So maybe getting a better center for him, or like a package deal with him and a defenseman for a couple of forwards. Maybe Alex Tuck. It's not bad. Riley Smith, only 17 points. He's 30 years old, and he's on his last year of his contract. So Riley Smith, maybe we can look at trading him, because he would probably just walk in free agency. Could get something for him in Glass, maybe. Really not sure. The rest of the team, I want to keep it that way. They're producing not bad at all. Defense, maybe I want to keep it that way. Let's see. Vatanen, he has 23 points. He's a +9. Pietrangelo, of course, we're going to keep him. He's our best player of the team right now. Theodore there, 32 points, +2. McNabb, 11 points. They're all in the plus, which is good. bottom pairing really, really struggling. So maybe that's where we got to improve the bottom pairing for defensemen. I think bottom pairing defenseman is something we need to maybe look at. So what I'm looking for is like an 81 defenseman, something like this guy here, Mahura, Josh Mahura. He's a minus 17 though, but a pair around that caliber, maybe Jacob Larson. Wow, he's doing really well. 20, he's a plus 23. 17 points. He's 24 years old. He's a two-way defender, and he's only making 1.2 for one more year. So maybe he would be a really good add for a team. Brendan Gooley, how is he doing? Minus 19. So Larson, let's see if Anaheim would be interested in giving us Larson. Korzak there, Nick Hag. We'd definitely have to give away the defenseman we have right now. So we have Coughlin there. We can maybe move him. So the Juan McTaggart, if I could give him and Coughlin, get Larson, and get another big piece from the Ducks, that would be pretty good. Maybe I don't even have to wait into the trade deadline mini game. I could maybe make a deal right now. So let's see what is available from the Anaheim Ducks there. Ricard Raquel, he would like a new contract, but 56 points, 15 goals in 61 games. So he's having a pretty good year there over there in Anaheim. Look at that puck skills. He's a very, very good playmaker. He's fast, pretty good shot, really well-rounded player. So I'm sure that he would be a pretty big improvement over Riley Smith, whose contract is ending as well, but he's one overall lower, 2 years older as well. So I think it would make sense to get a guy like Ricard Raquel, even a guy like Sam Steele. I'm looking at down the list right here. Sam Steele is only 24. His contract is ending, but would have the first rights of re-signing him. 30 points, 20 goals last year, 50 points last year. Centerman, he would definitely be interesting. He is a playmaker. He would fit on our top 6 forward lines. Power play 1. He looks like he's a fantastic fit for a team based on the report. So maybe Steele, Larson for McTaggart and Coughlin would be a pretty good deal we can make. Maybe we can even squeeze in a draft pick from the Ducks. Maybe a third round pick from the Kings. Maybe it's a lot to ask for, but let's see if that is going to go through. Trade is accepted. There we go. Sam Steele. We have Larson and a third. That is a fantastic move for our team. All right, guys, look what I found. A +5. Mark Stone, Sam Steele, Pacioretty. Playing like a 90, 89, and 92 overall in the second line. Marchessault, 86. Carlson, 85. Nuge, 86. He's a left winger as well on the first line. Krebs, Glass, Tuck on the third line with a +1. And then fourth line still has a +1. I think that trade for Sam Steele and Jacob Larson may very well put us over the edge to make it to the Stanley Cup playoffs. I would like to get a better bottom defenseman than Carl Dahlstrom because he's been not good. I'm going to trade Riley Smith at the trade deadline potentially, unless I could find a better fit for him on a team. Maybe if I move Smith there in the fourth line, that actually gives a -1. Move around with the lines. Maybe do I really want to put an 85 on the fourth line, making 4.7 for the next 5 years? I think maybe moving Riley Smith would actually be the thing we need to do, because looking at our bottom line, Nicolas Roy, 11 points, Stevenson 12, Kovalchuk has 20 points there. So I could have Nicolas Roy, who's only making a two-way deal, $750K. So that's going to be definitely something we need to look at. Do we trade Riley Smith? Do we play with an 84 in the fourth line? I'm going to see what I could get for Riley Smith. Looking to improve our bottom pairing, maybe get somebody else other than Dahlstrom, another offensive defenseman to really put our defense over the edge. And in goal, going to keep it with Robin Leonard and Oscar Donsk, because Leonard definitely bounced back. But that trade for Larson and Steele, we even get a draft pick from the Ducks. I think that's going to be really a good trade for us. We traded a prospect, it was only like 50 overall, and we get a +5 out of it. Really happy for that. So the next episode is going to be the trade deadline and the end of the regular season, potentially the Stanley Cup playoffs. Right now, we're looking into being almost a wildcard team. We're actually tied with the Coyotes at 61. points with the Stars at 63. So it's going to be a race to the finish. It's going to be a fun ride. So guys, if you enjoy, do it, leave a like. We really appreciate it. Subscribe if you're new as well. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss out any new episodes. Vegas Golden Knights franchise mode is going to be twice a week. Thank you for watching, and as always, have a great day.